Welcome to another edition of Dizzarian Plays MMOs. Today I'm in Everquest 2, and I finished up the summer event that we did a couple of episodes ago, and I thought it was a good time, actually, to take a look at Everquest 2 housing. I've avoided it up to this point. I'm level 95. I've never placed a single item in a house up to this point with this character, so it's a good time to go ahead and let's just take a look at Everquest 2 housing because it's actually really good. And there's lots of different types of housing. They have normal housing, which kind of exist on the land, but it's still instanced. And then they have prestige housing, which is often a whole zone almost of that you can own and decorate. So let's go ahead. You can see here I've got a whole bunch of house items, especially after that summer quest where we were getting house items every single week, and we did 9 weeks of it. So it was a lot to do. But if I move this over here, you can see I got a Mara Estate Deed of Ownership. You may only own one house of this per character. This deed of ownership entitles the owner to the rent-free Mara Estate home. And rent-free is kind of important. Not so much with your personal housing, but especially with guild housing. It can get quite pricey, especially... it's not that gold or platinum is that hard to come by in Everquest 2 these days. It's more that the guild housing requires status, and that actually can be kind of hard to come by, especially if you don't have a lot of active members. So what we do, we can redeem this. Once claimed, this home may be purchased from the housing portal area in either city of Canis or Freeport. Are you sure you would like to claim this deed for the Mara Estate? Yes. You may now access your Mara Estate home from the city of Canis or Freeport. Or you can go up here to housing and leaderboards, and you can see I have different houses. So I think this disease house actually is in Freeport. And then I have my guild hall that we maintain for those few members that we still have playing. And I can buy houses. I don't know if I can do that here. No, Mara wasn't in there. So let me go to Freeport and see if I can find this. Okay, so I've landed at the Bell. I have that set as my home point. And the housing's up here in this area. It's very easy to get to. And I think, let's just go up here. I'm not for sure exactly which way. It's been a while since I've been here in Freeport. My other homes are in Kinos. So I'm looking for some portals. Aha. It's not portals anymore. It's this thing right here. So we can select an inn. Actually, I don't know if this is what I'm looking for or not. Yeah, there's Mara Estate there. Let's access that and see what happens. Oh, it doesn't cost anything. So you can see that's the one we actually claim. Let's look on another one of these just to show you what it's like. Like here's the library portal. Oh, maybe I have all of these. It's very likely. I don't even know. I doubt it. But you must have a deed of ownership, which I probably don't. So let's go ahead and do Mara. Because I just wanted to see this. Access. Buy. And now you can see that housing menu pops up again. You can get a portal, which you can actually place in like a guild hall or another housing that we can easily travel between them. And let's go ahead and you can see there's no preview here like my other ones. Well, yeah, you can see there's different previews here. The Mara doesn't seem to have one. So let's enter the house. Okay. So I've landed. Looks like we land by the waterfall. And if I'm right, we get this whole entire zone to decorate, which is incredible. Oh, I can fly. Okay, I wasn't for sure if I could fly. So, yeah, this is really cool. So, in the normal zone, the bell is over here. And these are all populated with different things. So I have this entire zone now to populate. And you can see how many houses and different areas there are. So we could actually start decorating all of this. There's no way I could ever fill up all of this. But it's just so neat that you have access to all of this. And there are other good deeds. And we'll take a look at some of them around. But it also means we didn't do Mara on camera, I don't think, yet. So there's a lot of cool things in here, but you can see there's also a tower up here that the monks use. So we could decorate all of this. Oops. I'm moving way too fast. As you can see, that's the tower there. These houses. I'm just still just flying around. I want to see. I'm glad you can fly around in here because this zone is way too big to do things. So we got a little island off the coast here. We can put all sorts of things on, and some rice fields to the side. So this has a very Eastern theme to it. In fact, this whole area was done by another team and not the normal development team at the time. So they kind of outsourced this stuff, so it has a little bit different feel, which was a good thing. And look at that. Isn't that neat? And the trees growing inside the house. So neat. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a look. Let's decide where I actually want to put my estate. I'm not even sure I really want to set this up as my main estate, but you can see this area here. But I'm going to show you how to actually place some of the items around. We've got 2 stone gargoyles here that I got through the summer quest. So we can place, when you do that, you can see it comes out here to the side. And so you can place it anywhere you want, and that includes, you know, up here, like say we wanted to move it around. I'm twirling my mouse wheel to make this move around different spaces. You can hold down your shift button, and that makes it larger, so we can make these quite large, or inversely, make them quite small so that they fit on a shelf. And you can even go, you hit your control button, and you can move them up off of the surface. So you can actually make things float on and off surfaces, or even go into the ground partially, whatever it may be. So once we place that, you can see there. That's the way the housing generally works. So like you can put it around and make it quite large. Just like that. So we could fill up this entire island with all of our housing, but I don't think I don't think I'm going to actually make this my main house for this character. For one thing, I just don't have that much housing items to do it with. And I'm unsure what would happen. I mean, like, some of these houses are a little small, so I want a bigger place to actually put this. And I have some other property that I could do it. But so you can see you got little controls up here that allow you to leave the house, enter, exit decoration mode, or helping the housing window. So you can see you can leave house here. You can actually have a house vault, so you can actually place a whole bunch of stuff in your house. If you wanted to, if you did have upkeep on your house, this one's free, but if you did have upkeep on it, you could actually deposit stuff so that you actually have an escrow going, so you could never lose access to it. And you can grant access to everybody or just certain members or whatever. Speaking of, let's go ahead and look at the housing menu, and let's take a look at some of these different houses so you can see what people do with housing in Everquest 2, because it's actually quite stunning. And we'll just go ahead and choose one of these Hall of Fame ones because you'll see just how amazing it can get. like this Northern Drifters Lodge. Let's go and visit this. Okay, so I've landed. You can already see we've got it's a big zone. They use this zone, I think, for one of the winter events. So this is a repurposing as housing for those winter events. And everything we see here is placed. A lot of these bushes are placed, and the housing is placed. These, I'm not. Yeah, see, those are actual people that they've created. So they've actually placed these people down, gave them a captain's hat, so they look like they are actually the Arctic Voyager supply shipment and carters to the Northern Drifters. So they've placed all of this carefully, as you can see. They've made a little farm. How cool is that? Oh my gosh, this is top notch. So they've spent a lot of time just creating all of this. Oh, they've somehow even placed something up here. Yeah, these are like little notebooks, and they've made it to where you can check in and stuff there. Let's go inside the house. And they've got more characters here. And all sorts of tables. Man, this is really nice. Actually, this is one of the nicest ones I've ever seen. Because a lot of them can be very crowded with all the stuff that they have. Look at that, they have an ice machine. So they've set it up to be like a lodge. Where you come in, you have your lodging, your tables, and all of that kind of stuff. That's just exceptionally well done. Very, very well done. Pretty neat. All right, so that's a look at this fireplace is really cool too. Okay. So you start to get a feel of how extensive EverQuest 2 housing is, how they've allowed people to do so much, and you collect so many house items as you go along. Just with all the different quests and everything else, that you're always collecting house items. I mean, like I've got like 2 or 3 backpacks worth of housing items that I need to place at some point. Let's take a look at another house. Oh yeah, before I go, I'm actually going to go ahead and like this. That way, it helps them show up on that list. I think there used to be prizes and stuff even for the best one. They get awards. You can see tops in style, top in number 1 in style, number 1 in creativity. Very cool stuff. So I've landed in one that was the Howmain Retreat, which we did go to in one of the previous episodes. But this person has completely redesigned the area. It's no long. Look how lush it looks, and this is all because they've placed all of this here. You can see this is the normal up here. This is normal, what was in the zone, but they've completely redone it by putting fountains and flora, and spent so much time. Can you imagine the time it takes to do all of this? Wow, this is incredible. This one you cannot fly around in, even though it's quite large. I'm curious if the cave is still up here and they got to decorate the cave. Looks like they did. Okay. Oh, maybe. Oh, they did. It made it like a secret entrance almost. Wow. Can't believe how much stuff they've placed in here. This is just massive. Wow, this is so cool. Yeah, the house decorators in EQ2 are just amazing. This mushroom circles a resistance ring to which transport beyond the aisle. So you could actually whoever owns this can actually use this as a druid portal and all that kind of stuff. So you can place a lot of cool things in your house. Very neat stuff. Let's take a look at another one. This was one of the dev picks, Crafter's Public Library by Very Bad. The previous ones, just to give a little credit here that we went to the Northern Drifters Lodge by Valzin, and Tunair's Embrace is the one we're currently in, Sylvanas. So yeah, shout out to those. Those are really cool. Well, let's go to this Crafter's Public Library. And we've landed. Let me get rid of my pet here. There's no need for that. How do I do it? Dismiss, right? Back off, attack. Oh my gosh. Okay, clicked in on the other side. So, let's take a look at this. Got lots of trade skill apprentices and stuff. And, oh my gosh, there's just so many of them here. Look, we even got a genie. Wow. It's got different destinations. I don't even know how they do that. We're just going to look around. You can see they got all sorts of dummies that you can put clothing on. Wow. This is incredible. I'm walking over a rainbow. Oh, not even everything spawned in. They got different crafting stations here, so you could actually do your crafting. This is mind-blowing. Tons and tons of time has gone into this. Let's do the fortune teller, see what happens. Takes us to a different spot. They didn't place all these books, that's part of the zone, but still. You can see we're like on a second floor. They got some tapestries up, a winter area, even with a Yeti. How neat is this? I guess maybe this was where we were. Anyway, that was quick look at housing. Let's yeah, I'm not gonna go ahead and show you where I'm gonna place everything, but I do need to get rid of all of my stuff on here. So this was just a quick look at Everquest 2 housing. We've looked at Wildstar housing before in a previous video. I do want to get through a lot of the MMO housing stuff just because there's a lot to see and do, and some of them are better than others. I think Everquest 2 is top notch, but Wildstar is still probably my favorite. It just has it just looks so good, and there's a lot of customization and big areas. But there's here, like, if you like tinkering with things, there's so much more you can do, and there's so many more house items. So it's kind of a toss-up to me which one's actually better. Just kind of depends on what you feel. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and leave any comments you may have about housing, or if you got one that you want me to check out, or you want to just promote yours, make sure you put that down in the comments below. I'm sure there's lots of people who would like to go and look at that. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, so I could really use yours. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Till next time, bye.